Here are some of the pieces I've made over the past 3 years. My favorites are my dress collection. But how did I accomplish this? How did I become a fashion designer? And how can you become a fashion designer too? Hello guys, my name is Katie, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to become a fashion designer. So for context, I started becoming like a fashion designer when I was 15, and I'm still a teenager. I'm only 18 right now, and I'm about to go to college in the fall. So I don't know what qualifies as a fashion designer, but I just wanted to make a video showing you like how I got into fashion. And you might know me from my YouTube shorts. I post a lot of fashion related videos of dresses that I make, and also clothes and accessories. And I also have a TikTok account where I post even more videos related to fashion. And a lot of people have been asking me like how I got into fashion designing and everything related to that. So I wanted to make a video showing you like every step of my process of how I got to be here and how I created like this niche of fashion designing. So for some context about me, my name is Katie, and when I was 15, the summer before sophomore year, I went to Taiwan with my grandparents, and I stayed there for almost the entire summer, and I was really bored, so I would go to a sewing class with my grandma, and that's where I learned how to sew, and I learned like the basics of the stitching and how to use a sewing machine. So at first I could only make like simple things like a purse or like a bag, even a hat, and I also made a teddy bear too. And I really liked sewing. I really like to do creative things, and I really like how you can create something new out of just fabric. So my grandma saw how much I like to sew, so she bought me my very first real sewing machine, and so I brought that back to where I live in America. And there was one night where I couldn't like sleep at all because I had this like urge to make a dress, and I didn't know if it would turn out good because I never made a dress before. I only had like the basic sewing skills, but I begged my mom to buy some blue fabric from Amazon, and I also used her old lace curtains, and then I just like cut a bunch of pieces and then like sew them together, just like hoping for the best, and it actually turned out not that bad. I also made a YouTube video about that, so you can go watch that. But yeah, that was like the beginning of my fashion designing interest, and after that I made so many dresses. I made a dress for my sophomore year homecoming. I made it for junior year homecoming, senior year homecoming, and also senior year prom, and also like so many other dresses just for fun. So that's like a little bit of context about me. And so now I'm going to talk about how to really get into it and all like the specific details. If you don't already have a skill in sewing, I would recommend learning how to hand sew first, because I think if you know like the basics of how to do it by hand, doing it by machine is way easier. So I would just go on YouTube and find how to do like the basic stitching, and it doesn't even have to be that good. Like me personally, when I hand stitch things, I get like impatient, so it's not really that neat. But just like know how to do like the basic stuff and you'll be good for that. And I really recommend having a sewing machine because it takes like way too long if you make a dress like by hand without a machine, and it's kind of impossible to do so without one. So I would invest in a sewing machine. This is a picture of the sewing machine I have, and I will also link it in the description if you want it. So yeah, first get your sewing techniques down, and then after that just practice sewing like everything, like anything you can think of. Just practice until you're good at just doing new and different things. I remember I made a shirt, I made a dress, I made a skirt, I made a pencil pouch, I made like everything you can ever think of that you can sew. So I feel like that would really help you to not be stuck in like a box of like what you can do, and I would also try to do it without a tutorial. With everything that I made, I never used a tutorial, not even once. I just can't like stand watching a video because like I don't like how they do it. I just like how I do it, which I don't know if it's the best method, but that's how I do it. I feel like if you learn by yourself and learn how to stitch it by yourself without any guide or any pattern, it makes you think more critically and makes you like a better designer, I guess. You also want to be able to know how to transform things into new things. You need to be able to see a piece of fabric not as it is, but what it could be. Like for example, if you have an old pair of pants, like you cannot see it as a pair of pants. You need to see it as like a piece of fabric that is waiting to be changed. So for me, my mom had this old polka dot pants, and I immediately thought of making it into a shirt, so I did. So this is like the before and after. You need to be able to not like put yourself in a box like this is a pants, it can only be a pants. Like that cannot work. You have to be able to see outside of that. I also would encourage you to challenge yourself as much as possible. Make the hardest thing you can ever make. Like for me, the hardest thing I made was my prom dress, which was inspired by Bridgerton and the Victorian era. I never made like such a big and heavy dress. It was like, I knew it was going to be really, really hard, but I was so excited because I love to challenge myself. Even like in school, I do better when things are hard. I don't know why, but if you can do like the really, really hard things, then like the easy stuff will like come naturally to you. And don't be afraid of making it really badly, even though it's really hard. I remember there was this one dress that I made. I had like a vision in my mind, and it was kind of like complicated with all like the skirt pattern. It was like a triangle and then so many other triangles. So I just like tried to make it, but it turned out like super ugly. It kind of looks like Cinderella's dress, like after it's been like ripped and torn. But that is like a part of fashion designing. You can't make like good stuff unless you know what is like the bad stuff. So yeah, that's all I have for that section. So the next thing you should do if you want to be a fashion designer is to have your own style and have your own niche and personal interest. So in the world of fashion, there's so many similar items, similar clothing. Like every single online website probably has like the exact same stuff. So you want to be different in what you produce. So for me, I really enjoy like Bridgerton and like the classical era. I like lace, I like simplicity, but also like royal aesthetic. And when I was shopping for prom dresses, I could not find like the Victorian era style dresses that I personally like. Like there was nothing like that online, and even if it was like thousands of dollars and not just like a typical one you could buy in a store. So I think that really set me apart of my designs, is that it's very not modern at all. There are some like modern elements to it, but it's more like, I want to say like whimsical. I don't know how to explain it, but if you see all of my dresses, they all have like some sort of element that like I haven't seen in the stores. Maybe I'm just glazing myself, but also use your interests to your advantage, because even though you think they're stupid, like I really love the show Miraculous, even though it's for kids and toddlers. It's like my favorite show ever. And I thought like it would be like kind of fun to make a Marinette inspired dress, and because I've never seen like anyone do that before, so I wanted to be like the first person to ever do that. So yeah, I made a dress based on what I think Marinette would wear, who is the character in Miraculous, and I just made it for fun. I didn't know it would be like anything special, but then I posted it on TikTok, and then it blew up to over 2 million views and a lot of comments, a lot of likes. And I feel like that's like the next part of being a fashion designer. You have to advertise it. So if you want to be recognized, you should go on social media, open a TikTok account, an Instagram account, a YouTube channel. You need to like show your work to other people, and you need to like show people that you can contribute something else to the fashion society that no one else can. So that is still my most popular video as of now, and my most popular dress. And I feel like I could only achieve that when I embraced like my individuality and my personality, even though like I thought like people would think it's kind of dumb, like why are you making a dress based on a children's show? Just like don't care about that, like it literally doesn't matter. A lot of people will actually find that very interesting and cool. And once you do establish like what your niche and fashion style is, you want to wear it in public. Go to your prom or any kind of events where you have to wear a dress or anything fancy like that, and then you have to like show people like what you're capable of. I feel like in school, a lot of people that I don't even know, they like come up to me and then say like, oh, I know all the dresses you make, and I know about your YouTube channel, I know about your TikTok account, and I don't even know them that well, but apparently they know me. So you just need to like put yourself out there, even though it's like scary. I am like the epitome of an introvert. Like I don't like people, I don't like socializing, but I still record YouTube videos and also TikTok videos, and my whole school probably saw it, but I don't care, I graduated. But anyway, like I was saying, you want your work to stand out. I remember on prom day, everyone was posting pictures of their prom dress, and they were all really good and they were all really pretty, but I wanted to like actually make my dress not how everyone else's were. So I made like a really big prom dress, and I already talked about this, and I also made like a story behind it. I talked about this in my college essay that actually got me into my dream school, which is Boston College. I'm going there in the fall. Also, like another backstory about me, I had scoliosis and I had a spinal fusion surgery when I was 13. And that was like something I was really like scared of telling people and sharing on the internet, but I wanted to like embrace it. So when I was making this prom dress, I made sure like the back had like an open enough that you could see my scar, and I wrote about how my interest in fashion and also like the medical field tied into that, and I was very myself when I was writing it, and I think that really helped me get in. But that's not the point. The point is you really have to like embrace like who you are. Like everyone has something about them that makes them unique, so you really want to like dig into that and make that your story behind all your designs. The last thing, and probably the most important thing you need to be a fashion designer, is your passion for fashion. Like you cannot do any of that if you don't actually have a strong interest in fashion. You need to dedicate like a lot of hours towards like designing and making the dresses. I am an introvert, so I'm at home a lot of the time, so I just use that time to make a lot of dresses and clothes. But it also like takes up a lot of my time. Like I could just wake up one morning at like 8 a.m. and then I decide, oh, I want to make a dress, and I start at 9 a.m. and then like 2 hours later it's like 11 p.m. Like it goes by so fast. So you really have to stay dedicated to that, and you have to be patient with your work, because nothing goes smoothly. For every single dress I make, I always have to like rip the seams apart and do it again like 5 times again, because it's like not perfect. But yeah, you have to have that level of motivation and dedication to do that. But that is my general advice of how to become a fashion designer. And I'm not like a professional, so all of this is just my personal opinion. I'm not even employed as a fashion designer. I'm just like a wannabe fashion designer. But I want to post more fashion content on my YouTube channel. I feel like I want to like restart my channel as like the fashion niche instead of like the vlogs I used to post. So if you need any more videos or questions, I'll be happy to make more videos related to fashion designing. But yeah, this is all that I've learned over the last 3 years, and I'm still really passionate about fashion, and my dream in the future is to go to Paris Fashion Week. So I don't know, hopefully maybe I'll be there, maybe not, but even if I don't, I just really like fashion. It gave me like a piece that I never had before. Like, I didn't know who I was before, but now that I have it, I know that I love a certain kind of style, and I love like spending time by myself just making things. But yeah, that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.